You're sitting at your desk, staring at your old computer, wondering why it's taking so long to load your favorite games. You've heard about the AMD Ryzen and how it can breathe new life into your gaming experience. I'm here to give you an honest review of this product, and I want to be upfront, this is an affiliate link, but it's not sponsored by the brand. I've done my research, and I'm excited to share my findings with you. The AMD Ryzen is a desktop processor designed for gaming and content creation. It's part of the mid to high-end price tier, typically around $300 to $400, which is a significant investment, but it's also a great value considering its performance. If you're someone who's looking to upgrade their current setup or build a new one from scratch, this might be the perfect choice for you. It's designed for people who want to play popular games at 1080p without needing a separate graphics card, which is a huge plus for those who don't want to deal with the hassle of installing a dedicated GPU. If you're someone who's into gaming, video editing, or streaming, the AMD Ryzen is definitely worth considering. It's got a 6-core, 12-thread design, which means it can handle multiple tasks at once without slowing down. It's also got a max boost speed of 4.6 GHz, which is incredibly fast, and it's unlocked for overclocking, so you can push it even further if you're feeling adventurous. The 20 MB cache and DDR4-3200 support are also notable features that set it apart from other processors in its class. When you buy the AMD Ryzen, you can typically expect to get the processor itself, a cooler, and some basic installation materials. The build quality is solid, with a compact form factor that should fit easily into most desktop cases. The finish is a standard CPU design, with a heat spreader on top and a socket interface on the bottom. One thing to note is that the AMD Ryzen does require a Socket AM4 motherboard, so if you're upgrading from an older system, you might need to get a new motherboard as well. Some users have reported issues with the stock cooler, so you might want to consider investing in a better cooling solution, especially if you plan on overclocking. Now, let's talk about real-world use. I've researched how the AMD Ryzen performs in different scenarios, and I've got to say, it's impressive. For example, if you're playing popular games like Fortnite or League of Legends at 1080p, the AMD Ryzen can handle it with ease, delivering smooth frame rates and fast loading times. It's also great for streaming, as it can handle multiple tasks at once without slowing down. However, if you're trying to play more demanding games like 4K video editing or intense simulations, the AMD Ryzen might not be the best choice. It's just not designed for those kinds of workloads, and you might find yourself needing a more powerful processor or a dedicated graphics card. Another scenario where the AMD Ryzen excels is in video editing. If you're someone who works with 1080p or 1440p video, the AMD Ryzen can handle it with ease, delivering fast rendering times and smooth playback. It's also great for streaming, as it can handle multiple tasks at once without slowing down. However, if you're working with 4K video or more complex projects, you might find that the AMD Ryzen struggles to keep up. It's not that it can't handle it, but it might take longer to render and export your projects. One area where the AMD Ryzen falls short is in its power consumption. It's typically around 65 W, which is higher than some other processors in its class. This means that you'll need a decent power supply to run it, and you might see higher electricity bills as a result. Another weakness is the lack of integrated Wi-Fi or USB 3.2 Gen 2 support, which might be a drawback for some users. Finally, the AMD Ryzen is a bit pricier than some other options, which might make it harder to justify the cost for casual users. That being said, if you're looking for a powerful processor that can handle demanding workloads, the AMD Ryzen is definitely worth considering. You can check the current pricing by clicking the affiliate link in the description below. In my opinion, the AMD Ryzen is suited for two types of buyers: gamers who want a powerful processor that can handle 1080p gaming without a dedicated graphics card, and content creators who need a fast processor for video editing and streaming. However, if you're a casual user who just needs a processor for basic tasks like browsing and office work, you might find that the AMD Ryzen is overkill. You should also look elsewhere if you're on a very tight budget or if you need a processor with integrated Wi-Fi or USB 3.2 Gen 2 support. If you're the right buyer for the AMD Ryzen, I